What's up guys, Visual here, but you can call me James, and in this video I'm going to show you guys how to make a clean photo color correction. So guys, as you can see, this is the image that I did work with for the case of the tutorial. If we go ahead and just hide the CCs, this is what it does look like. This is the original image, and then if we add the CCs, as you can see, it looks so much better. So as I said, I'm going to be going through how to actually do this step by step on how to make each color correction, and this will work as well on things like banners, thumbnails, but you may just need to alter some of like the opacity of some stuff as well. So the first step is to go ahead and get yourself a photo. If you do want one, the one that I've used, I will leave a link to this in the description down below. I got it from a website called Pexels. This is not sponsored, but they have really nice images, so I definitely recommend to check Pexels out. And then once you do have your image, you can drag and drop that into Photoshop, and you are now ready to add all of the color corrections. Okay, so the first step we are going to do is add a brightness and contrast. Now this is probably the most simple color correction you can do. So all you have to do is go to the adjustments layer here at the bottom. It's right next to the new group icon, and you want to go up to brightness and contrast, and all you want to do is increase this contrast to around about 40. You can increase it more if you wish, but I think 40 looks nice. So as you can see, this is the difference it does make. Okay, so the next thing you want to add is a curve. So go back to the adjustments layer, scroll up to curves over here, and now you want to mess around with these sliders. So the input I recommend about 230 and the output I recommend about 240. So make sure you have those settings noted down, and you are now done with the curve, so you can go ahead and hide that properties layer. Okay, so the next thing you want to add is a vibrance layer. So go back to the adjustments layers here, go to vibrance, make the vibrance around about 35. You can just type that in on your keyboard and increase the saturation a little. It does depend on your photo. I'm going to do around about 3. That looks good. So 35 vibrance and 3 saturation, and we can close down the properties. Okay, so the next thing you want to do is add a photo filter. So to do this, back on the adjustments layer, go to photo filter, and you want to select a color that matches your image. So for example, me, I'm going to select a light blue color because that's the color of the sea. So I'm going to go to light blue here, and I'm going to press OK, and you want to make the density, I'm going to say around about 21%. That looks good, and if we hide that, you can see the difference it does make. It just adds a little blue to the image, which works really well. Okay, so next we're going to add a hue and saturation layer. So go to the adjustments layer again, hue and saturation, and you're going to decrease the saturation a little. So I'm going to say around about -3, and increase the lightness a bit. So I'm going to say about +4, and you can exit that off when you are done. You can group all of these layers because this is the first color correction we have done. So I'm going to group all of those. So to do that, all you have to do, press shift on the top layer, shift on the bottom, and click it, and then go to the group icon, and you can rename this something like CC1, and after that you can make a brand new group, call that CC2, and now we can go on with the next color correction. Okay, for the CC2, all you want to do first of all is add a gradient map. So right here at the bottom you will see gradient map, and you want to double click on this, and that will open up the gradient editor. So now you can choose your colors. All you want to do is choose a black to white color. So it's just a normal preset. It's probably going to be like the third one for you. Press OK, exit that off, and now what you want to do is go ahead and go to the blending options, select overlay, and now make the opacity of this layer 5%. And now what you want to do is make sure you have the gradient map selected. Press Ctrl J on your keyboard in order to duplicate that layer, and you want to increase the opacity of this one to, I'm going to say, around about 55%. Now what you want to do is add a curves layer. So back to the adjustments, select curves, and we are going to make the input 186, and we're going to make the output 165, and also what we're going to do on this is decrease the opacity a little. So I'm going to say around about 80% looks good. Now guys, you want to go back to the adjustments layer one last time, go to vibrance, and we're going to make the vibrance on this 50, so +50, and the saturation we're going to make around about 18. And now you can close down that group. Color correction 2 is way too strong, so all you want to do is decrease the opacity of this group, and I'm going to say to around about I think on this image 24%. That looks really good. One last thing I like to do is mess around with the brightness and contrast one last time, because we have all of the color corrections added now. So I'm going to go ahead and increase the contrast again. We're going to say to around about let's say about 19, and we can mess around with the brightness. So I reckon on this picture the brightness down a bit looks good, so I'm going to say about -11. That looks really nice. And as you can see, if I go ahead and close down this whole group, this is what the original image does look like. Really boring, really dull. And then this is what the color correction image does look like. So it definitely improves the image a lot. As you can see, it's pretty easy to make as well, and once you have finished adding all of these groups and stuff and following the tutorial, you can go ahead and save this color correction, and you can literally drag and drop it into another image and you will already have it there. So guys, that's it for the video. Hopefully you did enjoy. If you did, make sure to leave a like, that would be much appreciated. Also guys, if you would like to check out any of my graphic design packs to help you improve, go to selfie.com/visualjd, or the link in the description. I have loads of design packs on there that will help you with Photoshop. Also guys, I would really like it if you checked out my other channel. I'm uploading as frequently as possible on there, so I will leave a link to that in the description down below. It's called James Daniels, and I upload my personal videos on there. Anyways guys, that's it for the video. As I said, this has been Visual or James, and I'm out. Peace.
Not the same, we're not the same. We're not the same, we're not the same. Not the same, we're not the same. We're not the same, we're not the same. What they call you, that's a different name.